Hello everybody and welcome to the Rockingham Speedway for the 35th race for 2003 NR2003 season in the cutoff race and the Winston Cup Series playoffs round of 8. As you're underway so far, Bill Elliott on the pole out to the early lead. Tony Raines battles Matt Kenseth for second with Jimmy Johnson and Jeremy Mayfield behind them. As we get ready to decide our championship for today at Rockingham, no one is safe around the cut line. There are some guys who are a good chunk of points above the cut line, but no one has officially locked their spot into the playoffs yet. As we continue on here, lap 1 completed. Bill Elliott leads the opening lap of racing. Matt Kenseth chasing him down as Kenseth runs in second. Trying to take the lead away from Bill Elliott here down the back straight. He's going to have a run right to the back bumper of Kenseth in the 17. Kenseth second. Bill Elliott leads. They will go off into 3 and 4. Elliott continues to lead now. Matt Kenseth to the inside lane. Kenseth taking the lead. Not quite. Elliott leads at the line. And the caution is out on the racetrack. We got Robbie Gordon upside down. One of your championship contenders is up and over. On his lid, Robbie Gordon was upside down. Also, it's up ahead with Jeff Burton. And Tony Stewart was involved as well. The 20 came in plus 48 to the cut line. Could not afford to wreck out early, earning no stage points. And that has what just happened to Stewart and Robbie Gordon, the 31, which means the 31 will be officially eliminated from playoff contention, as he was 13 below the cut line, but he's not going to be able to get those points, so he'll be out of the playoffs. See here, it all starts when Tony Stewart gets hooked to the inside wall hard by Kurt Busch. They slam the wall. Tony goes flying up the race into Jeff Burton. They slam the wall hard. Tony's destroyed. His hopes of having a good finish today are over them. They all stack up on the bottom, where then Jeff Burton gets slammed by Robbie Gordon. Kenny Wallace picks up some damage. McMurray piles in. John Andretti is upside down. Michael Waltrip's in it. All sorts of chaos breaking out here only on lap 2. Here at the Rockingham Speedway, absolute madness involving Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart, and the 31 of Robbie Gordon. So 2 championship contenders out of this race early. Tony Stewart, who will still be awaiting whether he will make the final 4 or not, and then Robbie Gordon, who's been officially eliminated from the playoffs after this crash, which leaves only Kenny Wallace, Jeff Gordon, and Dale Jr. as the 3 drivers below the cut line trying to work their way past Terry Labonte for that last spot in at the moment. But that bodes well for Ryan Newman and Kevin Harvick, who are most likely to get in now with that incident. And now on to lap 95. A whole host of cars are out of the race, including Kenseth, Rudd, Steve Park, Jimmy Spencer, Dave Blaney, Casey Mears, a lot of them. Derek Cope as well, and that's going to leave us down to just like 30 cars in this race. So Tony Raines leading here. This is the last lap of stage 1. Basically, the last lap of stage was lap 98, but if caution comes out, the stage ends prematurely. And behind us, there's a coming there. Dale Earnhardt Jr. There goes the Dale Jr. to the inside wall. He gets turned by Skinner. Up the track they go. Terry Labonte is also in it. More championship contenders involved in carnage here at Rockingham. Unbelievable turn of events. Mike Skinner goes barrel rolling through turn 3. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car is destroyed. Terry Labonte is heavily damaged. Those two were fighting for the last spot. Terry came in 9 points above Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now both of them crashing out might call to the end of Earnhardt's hopes of advancing to the championship for us. He goes crashing hard in the outside wall, and then Terry just got cleaned out by Mike Skinner and Kurt Busch. And that could be the end of Terry's day, possibly. You got Kyle Petty also in it. The 38 of Sadler's involved. Jeff Gordon gets very lucky to get through that, keep his hopes alive, and silently Jeff Gordon is finding himself through. But I think with Dale and Terry crashing out, this clinches Ryan Newman and Kevin Harvick's spots in the championship 4. So they will be fighting for a title. I believe Tony Stewart has clinched as well. So those 3 are guaranteed in. It's the question of who's getting the last spot. Is it going to be Jeff Gordon, Kenny Wallace, or Terry Labonte? As Dale's done, he will be eliminated from the playoffs. Unfortunate for Earnhardt. He had such a tremendous playoff run, but when it mattered most, he choked it away. And now on to the last lap of stage 2, as Tony Raines ended up winning stage 1 because of that Dale Earnhardt Jr. wreck. Jeremy Mayfield is leading on the last of stage 2, as Mayfield looks to get his 4th stage win of the season, I believe, having a very strong end to the year after he struggled through like the first 25 races. He was terrible. Ever since, Mayfield's been running really well, having some great top 10s, winning stages, top 5 finishes, being up in the mix for wins. Going to have a solid point standing finish at the end of the season, but what could have been if only he would have won a race. So Mayfield wins stage 2, followed by Tony Raines. In second, here comes Jimmy Johnson to come home for a very strong 3rd place stage finish. Then 4th will be Bobby Labonte. Todd Bodine will come home in 5th. Then it will be Sterling Marlin 6th. Ryan Newman is 7th, and then it's Bill Elliott, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Green the top 10. So a couple of stage points there for Jeff Gordon. which helps his case tremendously. And now more cars out there. Lap 258. Ryan Newman and Kenny Wallace are out with Ricky Craven, Jerry Nadeau, Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin, among others. So Newman's out, but he's already clinched a spot in the final four, so he's not. But Kenny Wallace being out, but he had to win. So Kenny being out means Kenny Wallace, Robbie Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr. for sure eliminated from the playoffs. Now it's just Jeff Gordon and Terry Labonte for the last spot. So we know Stewart, Harvick, and Newman are into the championship four, and Jeff Gordon most likely get that last spot. It's now 3 laps to go in Rockingham. Bobby Labonte leading this race. Bill Elliott second, Mayfield third, Jimmy Johnson fourth, as Bobby Labonte looks to get the win, have a solid end to his season, which started out really strong. They just petered off and just fell apart off the rails here during the playoffs. He got eliminated. Now here comes Bill Elliott for the lead already. Just 2 laps to go in Rockingham. Bill Elliott, the 9 to the inside for the lead and for the win. Bill Elliott will now take the lead back from Bobby Labonte with just 2 laps to go, as Bill Elliott looks to get his first win of the season and become our 22nd different winner. I mean, the parity in this season is absurd, as Bill Elliott now working his way through 3 and 4 for the final time. Well, no, the second to last time. Going to take the white flag this time by. White flag in the air. Final laps are on bank at Rockingham for Bill Elliott, now driving away from Bobby Labonte, who clearly doesn't have the speed that Bill Elliott has, and Bill Elliott might be well on his way to victory lane for the first time this season, which would only be his 3rd top 5 finish, as he's had a tough season to get through. But he's going to have a very positive end to it with the win here in one of the final 2 races this season. Going to come here at Rockingham. It's through 3 and 4 for the final time. Bill Elliott will win at Rockingham, his first win of the season. Bobby Labonte is going to be your runner-up. Mayfield third, Johnson in fourth, Tony Raines has your top 5. Then Todd Bodine in the 54 comes home 6th, Jeff Green 7th, Jeff Gordon 8th, and with that 8th place finish, Jeff Gordon has advanced to the championship 4. And then Jason Leffler 9th, and Ward Burton has their top 10. So, from some simple calculations, we can already tell our final 4. Tony Stewart, Ryan Newman, Kevin Harvick, stellar rounds. They get through. They are on to the championship 4. And then Jeff Gordon with a clutch race here at Rockingham is going to outpoint Terry Labonte for that final spot. And Jeff Gordon will be in the final 4. And the drive for 5 is alive. The final round of 8 standings. Of course, Kenny Wallace had to win. He did not, so he's eliminated by 36 points. Robbie Gordon being out early. He was out by 27 points to the final 4 cut line. Dale Jr., heartbreak with that crash at the end of stage 1. Misses the final 4 by 15 points after having an incredible playoff run. Unfortunately, Dale Jr. will not be able to fight for a championship this season. And Terry Labonte, a strong 3-win season, including sweeping Pocono and winning the regular season finale at Richmond, comes to an end by 7 points to his own teammate Jeff Gordon, who survives the chaos at Rockingham and earns enough points to advance to the championship 4 to go for title number 5, as the drive for 5 is now 1 win away from being a reality. Then Kevin Harvick comfortably advances by 31, Stewart by 32, and Newman by 41, who's been hands down the best driver throughout these playoffs. I mean, an elite run out of Ryan Newman. Can he win a championship in only his 2nd season? I mean, that would be some real talent right there. As I look at your championship 4, of course, Homestead Miami Speedway will decide the champion. Ryan Newman comes into this championship with 4 wins, being your regular season champion, leading 859 laps led for Roger Penske en route to his best season so far. Jeff Gordon sneaks his way into the final 4, but has 4 wins on the season, is a 4-time champion, looking for number 5, and led 656 laps this season. Then Tony Stewart for Joe Gibbs Racing snuck into the playoffs and then has dominated ever since he's gotten in, has got 3 wins. He earned the most points of anybody during the playoffs and has led 469 laps en route to a championship 4 berth. Then Kevin Harvick for Richard Childress, in only his 3rd full-time season of Cup Series competition, has 2 wins and will be making his first championship 4 appearance, leading 404 laps. Of course, Harvick, those 2 wins were at 2 crown jewel races, Daytona 500 and the Southern 500. See if he can do it in another big race, as it's Newman, Gordon, Stewart, and Harvick for the championship. Who's going to win it? We'll find out next episode of Homestead. Until then, I hope you all have a good one.